Hey guys, how's it going? Spinosaurus the King here, and in this video, I'm gonna be joined by a special guest. Go ahead, bro. Introduce yourself.
Hey, how you guys doing? I'm Robo, aka Scorm, and yeah, we haven't done a video together in about 2 years now, I think.
Yeah, it's been some time. So basically, everyone, in this video, we're gonna be like my last video was me covering what we know so far about Jurassic World 4. The only recent news that came out ever since my video was apparently the actor who played Zach Mitchell, aka Nick Robinson, is gonna be probably returning in Jurassic World 4, which is definitely interesting to hear about. I don't know if Gray Mitchell is going to return as well, but it is cool to see some more of the older cast coming back.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it would be pretty cool to see him come
For
back. What about you?
sure, yeah. Because like the fact that he wasn't in Fallen Kingdom or Dominion, a lot has happened since we last saw him. So it'd be cool to see is he still dating the same girl? What is he doing for work now? He's a lot older, and just to see his thoughts on what dinosaurs have been doing throughout the world, it would definitely be cool to see what he's up to nowadays.
Oh yeah, for sure. Plus, it would be cool for him to perhaps talk about maybe just after Jurassic World, maybe he had like nightmares of the Indominus-Rex, perhaps. So it'd be cool if,
Oh, for
yeah,
sure, yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, kind of like how we had the nightmare, when what's her name? Yaz, I think her name is Yasmina. She had a nightmare of like all the dinosaurs. Like I think in season 4, she had like this nightmare seeing the Indominus, the Toro, and Stratosaurus, because those are all the things she dealt with in the past, and just seeing all her enemies appear in just one nightmare is very scary to think about.
yeah, that was actually pretty cool. To be fair, it was one of the only good scenes in season 4.
For sure. Actually, be a good scene as well. And like, I know this is a little off topic, but like in Jurassic World Chaos Theory, imagine we see Darius having a nightmare of like all the main antagonists of like season 1 to 5 appearing in a nightmare scene. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be epic, to be fair, because you would have the Carnotaurus, you'd have the Indominus, you would have the
Yeah,
Scorpius. It'd be awesome.
for sure. And the Spino as well.
Oh yeah, and the Spinosaurus. Yeah,
Yep.
how could I forget?
No, it's okay. But what's it called again? I guess why don't we talk about some of our like hopes for Jurassic World 4? I'll let you begin because you're the guest here, my guy.
All right, sure. Okay, so for Jurassic World 4 or Jurassic Park 7, I honestly hope that, okay, with the well-established species we got now, like the T-Rex and Raptors, I hope they kind of just like sort of take a step away from that, because I'm getting a bit bored of the Velociraptors. I know they are kind of iconic in the Jurassic Park franchise, but it'd be
True,
cool to
true.
see them kind of go back to how they were in the first trilogy, because
Oh, for sure.
in the first, yeah, because in the first trilogy they were all, in all the movies they were a threat in the first to the third movie.
That's so
Unfortunately, in
for
the
sure,
fourth,
man.
fifth, and yeah, unfortunately in the fourth and fifth, and even the sixth, the Raptors kind of weren't really intimidating. I guess that's why they introduced the Atrociraptors in Dominion, I guess.
For sure.
But
No, I agree 100%. Like I guess it was kind of cool seeing train raptors for the first time, but I really hope they don't go back to doing like another train raptor pack in this next show. They really need to introduce new raptors like Deinonychus or Utahraptor, or bring back things like the Lost World and Jurassic Park 3 raptors, because at least those raptors were actually terrifying, you know?
oh, for sure. Another thing I'd love to see in the new movie is some returning species from the original trilogy, and I guess even the Jurassic World trilogy, because like
For
I'd
sure.
like to see the Mamentosaurus come back.
Oh, definitely. That's like Mamentosaurus and what's it called, Cretasaurus are by far the most underrated herbivores in the franchise.
Oh yeah, and you know one thing that makes no sense: the Triceratops, which is one of the most popular herbivores in the whole world, and yet
Yep.
it's not had that much screen time in the whole entire Jurassic Park franchise. Isn't that a bit weird?
Yeah, that is. Yeah, like I understand the Triceratops appeared in every single. Actually, wait, did it appear? I think the Triceratops appeared in every single Jurassic film, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was in. Yeah, it was in the first. It was in the second. It was in the third. Yeah, it was in every
Fourth,
movie.
it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was in all the movies. But some of them were only for like a couple seconds long.
especially. I think the film that had the least amount of screen time for the Triceratops was Jurassic Park 3, because if I recall, the only time
Yeah,
it appeared in Jurassic Park 3 is when they were flying over the island, and that was it.
yeah, that was it. Yeah.
True, true. But yeah, I think it'd be cool to see more, because like I think so far the best film for the Triceratops was probably The Lost World, because like in The Lost World we got to see it smash up a bunch of cars. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it had some cool scenes in the Lost World. I mean, in the first movie we saw it sick. So yeah, I think in the Lost World that was the best for the Triceratops.
That's true, and like Triceratops is arguably one of the most popular herbivore dinosaurs. So to see it like battle a carnivore, that would be cool. Like Triceratops versus T-Rex is something I've always wanted to see happen in a Jurassic film.
Yeah, yeah, that would, I mean, just a bit like the Telltale Jurassic Park game. That would be awesome to see.
100%. I really hope it happens in the next film. Triceratops versus either T-Rex or like an Allosaurus or something like that.
Yeah, I got a few more things. I kind of wish, like, obviously, you know how every Jurassic movie usually seems to have a big bad theropod as the main antagonist now.
Yeah.
I kind of hope they don't make it a bit like how the Giga was, because like I wasn't the biggest fan of the Giganotosaurus, and I feel like the Spinosaurus and the Indominus. Yeah, because I feel like the Spinosaurus and the Indominus-Rex were done pretty well against.
Oh, they were,
T-Rex.
yeah. Yep.
Exactly. And like, here's the thing: the Spinosaurus and the Indominus did some cool things other than beating a T-Rex. Whereas the Giga, that was pretty much all they did, was just beat a T-Rex and eat a locust.
For sure. Well, the reason why like the Spinosaurus and the Indominus-Rex are a better villain than the Giga is because like when you see what they did compared to the Giga did, they feel like actual villains rather than the Giga, you know?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, which made them a lot more terrible. Like, sure, the Giganotosaurus was pretty scary and big as well, but like for what it did, it just like they didn't really hype it. Like they hyped it up to be the Joker, and yet it killed one locust and then defeated T-Rex, and that's it.
You know what I'd actually really like for this new movie is if they're going back to the basics, if they're going back to a more simple plot.
Yeah.
If they have the next big bad dinosaur, what if they bring back the Spinosaurus, since obviously it isn't dead?
True.
And it's a well-loved dinosaur, as well as if they are, like I have heard rumors that it could be a prequel, and obviously if it's a prequel, then I guess it could be on New Blood, but it could be a movie set on Sauna, and then that's where the Spinosaurus was, so it would be pretty cool.
True. I mean, something that would be cool if it is a prequel is explaining how the Spinosaurus, like if the CC one is the same one from JP3, which it most likely is, it would be cool to see like how they took it off the island and why it ended up like on Manticore Island. That would be a cool backstory there.
Yeah, because they probably would have had to like get loads and loads of forces to take down that Spinosaurus.
True. They probably had to get like a gigantic tranquilizer gun to make sure it stays asleep for a long time when they moved it off the island.
Oh yeah, for sure. It would have been awesome.
Remember in season 4 when Darius threw the tranquilizer gas at the Spinosaurus, it didn't work at first. It took like 10 seconds after they threw it, so like it took a lot of gas to make it fall asleep.
Oh yeah, it took ages for that Spinosaurus to collapse, and when it did collapse, it obviously was asleep then. But yeah,
for sure. And something else that would be cool too, like if this takes place when this after Jurassic Park 3 when it got full grown, it would be cool to see like the Camp Cretaceous Spinosaurus in live action, because this way we can see the full-grown Spinosaurus in live action for the first time, and hopefully this time they won't have it mind controlled, so we can see its full power and what it's capable of doing when not mind controlled. I
agree. I actually really want to see it in live action, because like we haven't seen it in live action since Jurassic Park 3.
True.
And Camp Cretaceous isn't really liked by that much people, so it'd be awesome to see the Spinosaurus kind of get justice again in terms of just awesomeness, because like because it deserves like some really badass scenes. It 100% deserves it.
Exactly, because like I understand we got to see somewhat what he's capable of doing in CC, especially when he won the rematch again. But again, like 90% of the time, he was just not mind controlled in season 5. Like 95% of the time.
Exactly.
And when he was finally freed at the end, he got he just woke up from mind control and had no time to react and got charged by the Rex. And then took off because he was just wearing off for the mind control. But like it would be cool to see him like when he's not mind control, so we can see what he's doing like at full power and stuff.
I completely agree.
For sure.
But I honestly, for dinosaur species, I just love to see a lot of the old ones that we haven't seen in a while come back. And for new species, what would you say would be a good new species to come into the franchise?
I think a good new main antagonist could be either Carcharodontosaurus or Maposaurus, because again, those are also around similar size to like a T-Rex, so it would be cool to see those for a villain.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, that is true. But I heard that the Allosaurus is going to be like the main companion in the new TV show that's coming up, like Chaos Theory.
True. Well, that would be cool because we haven't seen the Allosaurus in like cartoon. We only saw it in live action, so it would be cool to see it in a cartoon for a change.
Yeah. So when the new movie comes out, it'd be cool to see some other medium theropods come into the franchise as well. Like I'd love to see Ceratosaurus have some cool scenes in live action.
For sure, because we haven't seen it in live action since 2001. I understand it had like a decent role in Camp Cretaceous, but that was a cartoon, you know?
Yeah.
For sure. And I think some other new medium-sized theropods they could introduce are things like, Majungasaurus or Megalosaurus or Concavenator, because like those are also part of the franchise, and they're pretty cool and underrated.
Yeah, Majungasaurus would be
Oh,
epic.
oh, for sure. And what are some other medium-sized theropods that would be cool? I mean, Herrerasaurus would be awesome too.
Yeah, what about young Tyrannosaurus?
Actually, yeah, that would be a pretty cool one too. Like, there's so many different medium-sized theropods that they could use. That would be really cool to see in like the next film.
I know, which is why I hope they really like start to like give other species some love as well,
True, true.
because it's getting a bit boring just seeing raptor all the time.
For sure. And something else I hope that, like, they don't do in this next trilogy, because the first two trilogies are guilty of making this mistake. They mainly try to focus on Tyrannosaurus-Rex and Velociraptor. So, like, I really hope they can kind of take a break from that and focus on some new dinosaurs, or underrated dinosaurs.
Oh yeah, that's one of my biggest like hopes for this new movie is like they kind of like drive away from the T-Rex. Like obviously, still have a T-Rex in there. It wouldn't be a Jurassic movie without a T-Rex, but
True, true.
maybe
They still have T-Rex in there, but just don't focus only on T-Rex kind of thing.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because like it's not that I don't like T-Rex, but like the thing is, like, if T-Rex is just going to be the dinosaur they only focus on and only give cameos to new dinosaurs like they did in Fallen Kingdom, it's just like it gets repetitive.
Yeah, I couldn't say it better, to be fair. That's why I just hope they add some new species and some old returning species.
For sure, for sure. And I assume the Allosaurus can hopefully appear as well in Jurassic World 4. That'd be awesome as well.
Yeah, I'm sure it will, as well as the Carnotaurus, maybe
Yep.
even the Baryonyx.
For sure. Yeah, the Baryonyx is pretty cool too. It'd be cool to see some more battles with the Baryonyx, because like the only thing we really saw at battle is, I think it was in season 5. It had a short little fight with Toro and the Velociraptor, but it'd be cool to see like more longer battles with the Baryonyx.
Yep. Actually, I think in the previous movie, the Suchomimus was supposed to be in it.
Yeah,
And
I heard about that. Yeah.
exactly, and it would be awesome to see the Suchomimus in Jurassic World 4. as a
Yeah,
new
like I
dinosaur.
understand it's confirmed for Chaos Theory, but it would be cool to see it in live action though.
Oh yeah, I completely agree.
True. And like I hope the story, like, the thing is, if this is a prequel, I hope it can go back to Isla Sorna, because again, we haven't seen Isla Sorna since Jurassic Park 3, so I hope this movie can have some flashback scenes on Isla Sorna. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I'd love to see Sorna, because like we've just had Nublar after Nublar after Nublar. I'd love to see Sorna come back.
I mean, it would be cool to see Nublar again in this film if it's prequel, but I hope instead of Nublar, it can focus more on Isla Sorna, because like that island's pretty underrated, and we haven't seen it since Jurassic Park 3.
Exactly, and as well as there's still so many untold stories on Sorna that we still don't know about.
Exactly. Now, I heard, in terms of what movie this is going to be a prequel to, I heard two theories. Apparently, it's either going to be a prequel to Jurassic Park 3, focusing on the events after the Lost World, or it's going to be a prequel to Jurassic World, focusing on that 14-year gap from JP3 to Jurassic World.
It's possible that it could be both. I mean, I will admit that
True.
the 14-year gap does have a lot of just like mystery and a lot of like content that they could make, so like it would make sense.
Exactly, because like the thing is, like, the only thing we know so far about the 14-year gap is that Masrani Globo went to Sorna to get some dinosaurs for Jurassic World, and then Jurassic World opened to the public in 2005, and then the Indominus-Rex was born in I think it was 2012.
Well, yeah, 2012.
Yeah. So like and the Scorpius-Rex was born in, I think, 2009, 10 or something like that, because it was before the
2009.
Indominus. Yeah. So therefore, it would be cool to see like them focusing more on like that if they do a prequel to Jurassic World, because there still is so much more that happened within 14 years that we don't know of.
Yep. I hope they really do this, because obviously Dominion, Fallen Kingdom, and I guess even the first Jurassic World and Camp Cretaceous are highly controversial.
True.
So I just hope that they really make a really good, a good movie that doesn't really make people complain about it.
True. Now, when it comes to Colin Trevorrow, here's my opinion on Colin. Like, I think he's cool when it comes to making good dinosaur fights. the correct dinosaur sizes besides him screwing up the Dilophosaurus, and the correct dinosaur like roars. Like when it comes to action scenes, I think he's good. But I think what Colin Trevorrow lacks on that people get disappointed with was story. He doesn't write the best stories, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. To be fair, a lot of people hated the Dominion plot of
Yeah,
how it was about
and the
human
Fallen
clones and
Kingdom
stuff
plot
like
too.
that. Yeah,
That's
and the
true.
Fallen
Yeah.
Kingdom one.
Yeah, I mean Jurassic 2015, that plot was perfect. There wasn't really much wrong with there, but the plot for Fallen Kingdom and Dominion wasn't the greatest. So like, I think with someone else coming in to direct it, it would be cool to see like what someone else can do. Because Colin Trevorrow was like, I know he didn't direct Fallen Kingdom, but he wrote the story for Fallen Kingdom though, So
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like you said, the first Jurassic World's pretty good. It's actually a pretty good movie. But the other
true,
two Jurassic Worlds get a bit of controversy quite a
true,
lot.
true. But the fact that they chose Gareth Edwards, I do think that they're not going to really find much better than that because I think he's the perfect choice for a new director because he's done similar things to dinosaurs before. Like, I understand kaijus are not dinosaurs, but they're similar though,
Yeah, no, yeah. Godzilla 2014 was a good movie.
It was,
and
yeah,
it was quite well received. So, like, I have faith that Jurassic Park 7, or whatever it's going to be called, will be pretty good.
oh, 100%, yeah. And what's it called? He also directed 2 of the Star Wars films, and he directed a series called Monsters. So therefore, he's dealt with like things that are kind of Jurassic related. So therefore, I think he's the perfect choice. And in one of the interviews recently, where he was talking about Jurassic before, he said he's really excited to direct the new movie. He's always loved dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. So him saying that gives me high hope that he can do a great job with this new movie.
Exactly. It's always better when the director loves the franchise because he's already said in the past that he really likes Jurassic Park. So if
Sure.
he likes Jurassic Park a lot, then he should have a lot of passion into making this movie.
Exactly. Now, something I don't know about Gareth Edwards, did he ever say what his favorite dinosaur is? I don't think he's ever said that in public, right?
I don't think so. And
Yeah.
if he has, I don't know.
For sure. Like I know Colin Trevorrow said that the Spinosaurus is his favorite, but Gareth Edwards, it's unknown to be honest, because I've never heard him say what his favorite dinosaur is. But he seems to be just a lover of all dinosaurs when he says he loves Jurassic Park. So
Yeah, I'm assuming he just. I mean, like if he does 100% direct the new movie, then when the interviews come out, I'm sure he'll tell us his favorite dinosaur then.
Sure, because I'm definitely curious to see what his favorite dinosaur is. I mean, who knows to be honest.
Exactly.
For sure. But overall, I think he's a great choice. He seems like a cool guy, so I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with Jurassic 7.
Same. I'm actually pretty hyped. I mean, we have to wait till 2025. I have heard that they will start filming it on July 31st this year, I heard.
Yep. For sure.
So,
Now for the length of this movie, I don't think it's going to be a super long film because the fact that it's coming out in July 2025, that's only a year and a bit from now. So I assume the film's going to be definitely longer than Jurassic Park 3, but I don't think it's going to be as long as like Jurassic World Dominion. It's probably going to be maybe 2 hours max.
yeah, actually, that's exactly what I was thinking. Half an hour more than JP3, but half
Sure.
an hour less than Dominion.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't expect this film to be super long, but I hope it's at least longer than Jurassic Park 3. That's all I hope. At least longer than that.
Same. Because, like, they've got a lot to say, a lot to do, but at the same time, it's best to keep it all kind of simple and basic. So I hope it's 2 hours on the dot, or maybe 2 hours and 10 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Like, if it's similar length to like Jurassic World or Jurassic Fallen Kingdom, that's perfect.
Yeah, agree. That's a good duration.
For sure. I mean, it would be nice for another 2.5 hour film, but again, since they don't have that much time to make this film, I don't think we're gonna get that. But maybe the sequel to this film could be longer if they have like a bit more time to make it.
I have heard that the budget for the new movie is going to be a lot less than the previous Jurassic World movies, so we could have perhaps less accurate sequences like we have in the previous movies. Still hoping it'll be good though, and hoping with good CGI. But I heard that the budget's going to be smaller.
True. Well, the budget's going to be smaller. That makes me predict that they're going to use CGI dinosaurs. But again, they made the CGI dinosaurs look pretty good in 2015 Jurassic World. So, yeah. But to be honest, though, animatronics, like the thing is, like I think a combination of animatronics and CGI is the best. Like if you just use animatronics only or CGI only, I think both of it gets messed up. It's good to use a combination of both.
I agree, but the problem with the previous movie, at least they did use animatronics and CGI, but they didn't do the animatronics very well. I mean, the Dilophosaurus and the Giga weren't done very well. You can just see that they were very, clunky.
Yeah,
So
exactly. I mean, like the animatronics looks cool, but like when you watch the movie Dominion, it really just seems that it looks too much like an animatronic. They could have like used a bit more CGI on the Dilo and the Giga because it looked too much like an animatronic in even the movie, you know?
I know, because in the first three movies that were made years and years ago looked better. Like the animatronics looked better than the one that came out a year or 2 years ago.
Oh, 100%. The animatronics in the first trilogy, those were always the best animatronics.
Exactly. So that's why I'm saying, like, I hope that they make this new movie. Like, I just hope that they look at the past, look at all the mistakes they've made, and just make a really good, high quality movie. That's what I hope.
True. For sure. And then like hybrids, like I don't know, I don't think that like, okay, it is possible but the thing is, like, I know Colin Trevorrow said no more hybrids, but again, he said no more hybrids in sequels, and if this is a prequel, that means there could be hybrids, but like it really depends on what the story focuses on. Like if it's a prequel to Jurassic World, then we might see like a juvenile Indominus-Rex or the Scorpius-Rex, or if it's a prequel to Jurassic Park 3, then we might not see any hybrids then, because the Scorpius-Rex was the first hybrid, and anything before 2009, we're not going to see hybrids.
True, but however, technically, when Colin Trevorrow said that, he was I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was referring to the Jurassic World trilogy. If this new movie is a sequel, then it's still not part of the Jurassic World trilogy because it's going to be a new trilogy, right? So
Actually, you
therefore,
make a good point. Yeah.
so therefore, we could see more hybrids. It just
Yeah, I think
depends
what
if it's a
Colin
sequel.
exactly, like I think what Colin, maybe what he meant is that no more hybrids with anything that he makes. But since he's no longer, because okay, I heard that Colin Trevorrow, not only is he not directing, he's not coming back at all. Like apparently he's not going to write or anything. He has nothing to do with this new movie.
Yeah, I think he got I think he got quite a bit of backlash from Dominion, which is a bit unfortunate. But
Yeah.
that's just how it is.
True. But the good news is, I heard that Steven Spielberg was involved as an executive producer in the last trilogy, but the thing is, he wasn't involved that much. But apparently, in this film, he's going to be involved a lot more. And David Coop, the screenplay guy from The Lost World and Jurassic Park, is returning. So the fact that that's all happening gives me high hopes for this film.
Honestly, you're right. We got Steven Spielberg coming back to help do things. We got David Koepp coming back, and now we've got Gareth Edwards, who directed like Godzilla 2014 and other movies. So those are three good. That's a pretty good combination. So like this movie should actually be pretty good.
For sure. Yeah, it's like so far everything seems like, so far I don't have any complaints about this movie. It all seems really cool, and this movie is pretty cool. I don't have a problem with that because, again, like, I mean, sure, they could do a sequel to Dominion, but it would just seem like well, what more can they tell? Just dinosaurs roaming the earth? Like, we already saw that in Jurassic World Dominion, so they can't really tell much more story with that, you know?
That was exactly my question. Like after Dominion, what can you do after that? Which is
Yeah.
why I'm kind of happy if it is going to be a prequel. That's just if it is, because I'd love to. There's still so much that they haven't told
Sure.
on the islands and stuff like that. I know that they set up Dominion Fallen Kingdom to be off the islands, but let's be honest, Jurassic Park has always been about the islands, and everyone loves the islands and stuff like
True.
that. So,
Well, for this movie, like, again, like, if it's about the islands, I hope it's going back to Sorna, because like if it's the islands and it's going back to Newport, it's just gonna feel like the old trilogy over again. It should go back to like feeling like the first trilogy again, you know?
yeah, I completely agree because, like I said before, we left JP3 on the beach, I think, when the Navy came, right? And that's the last one we saw Sona on live action.
Yeah.
And we know a lot has happened on Sona after, because in Fallen Kingdom they said that they took dinosaurs from Sona. In Dominion, the JP3 raptors were on the mainland on that Dino Tracker website.
Exactly.
So like,
Exactly,
and the Spinosaurus is on Manticore Island now. So a lot has happened. It would be awesome to see what happened in that era of time on Sona.
Exactly. Now, if this game, like there's a game called the Jurassic World miniature game, but like apparently it's not hard canon. It's considered soft canon, but like they were talking about like the Spinosaurus. Apparently, like, you know how there's that one U.S. Navy team that showed up on Sorna. Apparently, there was actually two U.S. Navy teams to search. One was to save the people, like, you know, Island Grant and the Kirby's, and the other one was to do like some kind of search on the island. Apparently, that one is what came across the Spinosaurus, and apparently there was like a fight scene between the Navy and the Spino where the Spino disseminated the Navy team. If that becomes canon, that would be cool to see in the movie if it's prequel, 100%.
Yeah, I did see that on that game. Yeah,
Yeah,
that should be pretty cool because I think it would make the Spinosaurus even more threatening than it is
100%.
already.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I understand that game's not 100% canon, but it is considered, like, in a way, soft canon because the Jurassic World Magic has a lot to do with Universal. But like, it would be, again, like, if it becomes canon, they should include that in the movie if it's a prequel to Jurassic World.
I completely agree because, as we know, the Spinosaurus Tyrannosaurus in the Jurassic franchise is completely just crazy. Like, that thing is jacked up massively compared to the Spinosaurus in our world.
Oh, 100%. But you know what makes it... Okay, here's the scary part. Not only is the Spinosaurus in Jurassic Park 3 overpowered, but so is the freaking animatronic.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they had a very strong animatronic. It's a shame that it got dismantled. I think it got dismantled after the film. But that
it did,
thing,
unfortunately, yeah.
which is a bit of a shame. However, I heard that animatronic after a while kind of like rust and stuff like that. So that's probably why they did it. But yeah.
True. But yeah, apparently, like, you know, when they made the... What's it called? The buck because again, like the T-Rex animatronic in Jurassic 3 was just the buck repainted. So apparently, when they made that T-Rex fight the Spinosaurus animatronic, the Spinosaurus tore off the entire head of the Rex. Like that's crazy. The animatronic is so overpowered.
I know, because in Jurassic Park 3 they had more sophisticated animatronics in the previous two movies, and I think more sophisticated CGI as well.
For sure, which is really cool.
I know, which just makes the movie quite cool, to be fair.
That is true. Now, like in Jurassic World Dominion, like I think when Alan Grant said that the Giga is the largest carnivore the world's ever seen, what he meant is that number one, he hasn't seen the Spinosaurus full grown. Number two, the Giganotosaurus is bigger than the full grown. Is bigger than the juvenile Spinosaurus and bigger than what's it called? And it's around the same size as the subadult Indom. And like he said, it's the biggest carnivore the world's ever seen, and the world hasn't seen the Spinosaurus because the Spinosaurus is on a magical island in the middle of nowhere. You know.
It also could be that the Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3 obviously is like a amalgamation. I think it was like an illegal testing with bison and InGen, meaning the actual Spinosaurus in the Jurassic Park universe, like the actual natural one in the prehistoric time, probably didn't even look like the one we got in JP3.
True.
Meaning maybe the real life Giga in the Jurassic franchise, like the one we saw in the prologue, is bigger than the real life Spinosaurus in the prehistoric era. But the Spinosaurus that InGen made, but the Spinosaurus that InGen made or whatever is like a lot bigger.
True.
That could be true. I'm not sure though.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a huge possibility because again, they did say it was an amalgamation of testings, and apparently it was Biosyn that was involved with making like the Ceratosaurus and Spinosaurus and Corythosaurus.
Yeah, it also could just be that they just said it was just to build up the Giga. It could just be that.
I think it's that as well, because again, like the Giganotosaurus, it's not bigger than the full-grown Indom or full-grown Spinosaurus. There's no way.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, because the Giga in Dominion was around 15.5 meters, maybe 16 meters max, and the full-grown Indom is just under 17, while the Spino and CC is as big as 20 meters, because, like, holy shit, man, it's 2.5 times the size of the Kendra. You saw that post the other day I showed, right?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that so
here's the
I think
a year ago, like, here's the crazy thing. A year ago, I didn't realize how big the Kentosaurus was. I thought it was just the same size as the real life one in Camp Cretaceous. But then when I did more like looking into it, that Kentosaurus is almost the size of a Stegosaurus. It's huge for a Kento.
Yeah, I think that one from Camp Cretaceous is like a lot bigger than the normal one. I mean, it's a special Kentosaurus, isn't it? I mean, it's named and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, man. Pierce is at least double the size of the Acrokentosaurus. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because even Evolution 2, okay, there's two different Kentosauruses in Evolution 2. There's the regular one, which is around 4 meters, and Pierce was like when you put them side by side, Pierce is at least double the size of the older Kentosaurus in the game.
Yeah, I know. It's actually crazy.
100%, man. And then when you look at the Spinosaurus compared to like Pierce or Big E, it literally dwarfed both of them.
That is true, to be fair. That is very true.
Yeah, because like, if the Spinosaurus really was only 16.7 meters in CC, then there's no way it would be that much bigger than Big 80 and Pierce.
No.
Yeah, man.
I agree.
For sure. But like apparently the reason why the size chart like for CC said it was 16.7 meters is apparently that wasn't the complete model. That was just the base model. Well, the 3D model was a couple meters more than that.
Oh, okay. That would make sense, to be fair.
For sure, yeah.
To be fair, though, with Jurassic Park, it's never been consistent with, like, canon sizes, right? I mean, like, they always release size charts, and they never seem to be...
Oh, 100%, man. For, like, a good example is, for example, the JP3 T-Rex on the size chart was 11 meters, but in the movie, it was 13 meters.
Yeah, so, like, yeah, I agree. It's always, like, the canon in terms of, like, size of animals and stuff like that, it's always been a bit inconsistent.
You see, this is why after Jurassic Park 3 with that lion and the T-Rex size, I've only been going by the sizes we see in the movies rather than size. Because here's another example. They say the Mosasaurus in the Jurassic franchise is 25.9 meters, but when you look at it, bro, it's literally the size of Godzilla. It's fucking huge, man.
Yeah, actually, that's the thing with the Mosasaurus. Like, in Fallen Kingdom, it was huge.
Yeah, and like on the size chart for Fallen Kingdom, it said it was only 26 meters. There's no way it was 26 meters. It was probably double that, man. It was gigantic.
You know, the Mosasaurus size has always been weird because, like, in Jurassic World, it was big but pretty small. In Fallen Kingdom, it was colossal size.
Yeah.
And then in Cretaceous, it went back to being tiny. Remember, it was attacking that boat with, like, the campers on that tiny little boat? Its mouth was tiny then.
Yeah, you see, like, it really seems that sometimes these dinosaur sizes change. Like, even Jurassic Park 3, there's one, like, you know that scene where the Spinosaurus was running out of the bush to get the humans? And that scene, it was, like, the size of Godzilla. But then when it fights the Rex, it shrunk down to 13 meters again. So it's kind of like, sometimes, I guess, they mess up the CGI sometimes.
I think it's just hard to just try and replicate the exact size throughout the whole movie. So it's probably that, yeah.
Yeah, but in season 4 and 5, the Spinosaurus size seemed to be pretty consistent. It seemed to stay the same, 19, 20 meter size throughout the whole time. So I think that was done like in purpose. It wasn't an error or anything like that.
It's probably just because animation is a lot more cleaner than CGI films, so that's probably why it looked more accurate. So,
yeah, because the thing is, like, I think with animation, like, once you make the model and put it into like the animation, then it's easy to keep the same size. But like with CGI and like animatronics doing that together, I think that's what's harder. It's harder to get the CGI and animatronics to be the same size when you animate that. But when you animate just a 3D model, it's easy to keep it that same size because once you make the model, it's not going to change.
Exactly. Yeah. That. I mean, I would not be surprised if that's the reason because it seems pretty logical.
Yeah, because even with Rexy's size, like, in Jurassic Park, there was parts where she looked bigger than other parts, especially the part, like, when she first broke out of the fence there, she looked pretty big in that scene.
Yeah, there's always been loads of jokes because, like, Rexy's head in the first movie was huge, and then, like, in the first Jurassic World, it was a lot smaller.
Yeah, that is true, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. But I do think Rexy's model in Dominion compared to, like, 2015 Jurassic World definitely improved, for sure.
For sure. Sure.
Yeah, because in 2015 Jurassic World, I wasn't really the biggest fan of that Rexy design.
Nah, I mean, neither. Looked pretty ugly, to be fair.
Fallen Kingdom definitely was better, but Dominion was the best version of Rexy for sure out of the trilogy.
Yeah, JP1's the best, and then Dominion, then Fallen Kingdom, then Jurassic World. And don't get me started on characterization.
True.
But
for sure.
Honestly, though, other than like the dimes and stuff like that, what else would you like to see in the new movie?
Well, when it comes to characters, like, I know we're not going to get like any of the, like, for example, Owen Grady and Claire, they're not coming back. The original 3, they're not coming back either. So some characters I hope they do bring back is, again, like, it'd be cool to see Lowry coming back from Jurassic World, the kids from the first Jurassic Park movie, and the kids from the first Jurassic World movie to come back. It'd be cool to see the Kirbys return, and Nick Van Owen, Sarah Harding, and what's her name, Kelly. Like, if we see all those characters return, that would be freaking awesome.
That would be pretty cool, to be fair, yeah. I mean, Nick Van Owen would be pretty cool to see.
Oh, for sure.
Now,
sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, in terms of dinosaur characters, since Rexy is technically considered as a character now, I'm pretty sure it was confirmed that Rexy's story ended in Dominion. So if it is a sequel, we'll probably never see Rex again. But if it's a prequel, depends what island we're on. We could see Rexy again, I guess. But it just depends if it's a sequel or prequel.
Sure. Now, if it is a prequel to the Jurassic World, then what we might see is a scene where they capture Rexy to put her into, like, the Jurassic World paddock.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
And also, if this is a prequel to Jurassic World, it would be cool if they can finally reveal to us what was in paddock 10.
Yeah. And what if, right? What if the prequel goes all the way before the Lost World after the events of JP1? Because
that would be pretty cool too.
Exactly. Because in 1994 they were supposed to have an engine cleanup to check the island, sort it all out because they abandoned it in 1993. What if that was the plot?
You see, the thing is, if they do a prequel to the Lost World, but if it's a sequel to Jurassic Park, they should definitely focus on the 1994 cleanup and talk about and show, like, the things that Rexy and the other dinosaurs did there, and we can see the Dilophosaurus again too.
Yeah, to be honest, honestly, the first trilogy just has so many, like, unanswered questions, which is what makes it great in my opinion. So I'd love to honestly
get those answers, get those questions answered. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because it would just be epic. Because, like, Sauna is quite a creepy island.
Oh, 100%.
Especially its lore, like, and those weird abandoned buildings with, like, old dinosaur stuff. It's kind of creepy. So it'd be awesome to see some answers of that.
for sure. And then, like, if this is a prequel to Jurassic Park 3, it'd be cool to see like the Spinosaurus as like a baby, because like we haven't seen a baby Spinosaurus in the franchise. We only saw like a juvenile subadult one and an adult one.
That would be awesome because, as we know, Spinosaurus is a popular dinosaur, so it'd be awesome to see it, as a baby.
Oh, 100%,
For sure.
yeah. I mean, we saw him young in Jurassic Park 3, but again, he wasn't. But we never saw him as like a baby, like when he was small. Kind of like we saw a baby Rex in The Lost World.
No, yeah, that size. That'd be a good size to see him. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, because it also would be cool to see how like a baby Spinosaurus would sound like. If I had to predict, they'd probably just use baby crocodile sounds and mix it with something else for the roars.
Yeah, it would pretty much just be the JP3 Spinosaurus roar, but just higher pitched, really.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it too, actually.
Yeah,
for sure. And I'm trying to think of what else. I mean, but like, let's say that this movie goes all the way back for prequels, and it's a prequel to Jurassic Park. Okay, that would be cool, because what we could see there is like them making the dinosaurs for the first time. We could see John Hammond returned. We could see because apparently if we go back to Fallen Kingdom, Eli Mills said like before Nublar, before Sorna, John Hammond and Benjamin Lockwood made their first dinosaur in the Lockwood Manor basement. That would be a great flashback scene, actually.
Yeah, you know what? That actually be a pretty good movie or a good TV show. They could make a live-action TV show. I feel like they should make a live-action TV show because you know how the MonsterVerse created that live-action Monarch Collective Monster TV show, right?
Yeah.
It'd be good if Jurassic Park did something like that because it would do well. I think live-action show would do well.
It would. I mean, I think after the Chaos Theory, because apparently there's going to be 2 seasons of Chaos Theory before they stop that. I think the next TV show they should do when Chaos Theory is done is finally give us a live action TV show. We need that.
Yeah, because I think everyone's kind of just got bored of just the animation stuff. Yeah. So yeah, I agree. A live action show would be great.
Yeah. Now, I have no problem with Chaos Theory. I'd say definitely complete that. But then after that, instead of making another cartoon show, instead cancel the cartoon show and give us a live action TV series after Chaos Theory.
Absolutely, that would just be. Man, Jurassic Park has so many cool things they could be doing, but they just decide not to. I mean, I don't know if you heard of this, right? But you know that new Jurassic Park survival game?
Yeah.
That could be getting cancelled apparently because they're having trouble production. It is.
Oh damn. I've heard so many good things about that game. Oh, that sucks.
I hope it doesn't come to that, but I have heard it's having some problems in production and it could get cancelled or delayed. So I just hope that doesn't happen.
True. But yeah, when it comes to hybrids, though, I think I don't think we're unfortunately going to get any new hybrids because there's no canon proof towards that. I think what we will get is, depending on when this takes place, if it's a prequel to Jurassic World, then we might see a juvenile Indominus-Rex when it's first born. And then we might see the Scorpius-Rex again.
Sure, the Scorpius-Rex would be pretty cool to see. Or even, I guess, the creation of the Indoraptor, because that's always been kind of mysterious.
Yeah, because we haven't seen the Indoraptor when it was small. So if this is a prequel to Fallen Kingdom, they can show the Indoraptor's kind of backstory.
Yeah. Do you think, I know it's not hybrid, but do you think we'll ever see the Giganotosaurus again? I mean, I know a lot of people weren't the biggest fan of it, but do you think it could come back in some sort of way?
I think it's a possibility for a prequel, yeah, because if it's a prequel, that would mean the Giganotosaurus is still alive. It's a prequel, but in terms of a sequel, I don't think so, unfortunately, because there's never any evidence towards 2 Gigas. But someone could have easily taken the DNA of the dead one and recloned it. So, yeah, I think if it's a prequel to a Dominion, then maybe we could see it again.
Yeah, although here's the thing, though, I'm pretty sure Camp Cretaceous Chaos Theory, or whatever it's called, is like a prequel to Dominion. So that could be explained in that show, perhaps.
Yeah, that's one thing. I don't think the Giga's going to ever appear again in live action, but I do think there's a possibility of the Giga appearing in Chaos Theory. And what they could do is, because the Giga had some scars in it when you see in Dominion, so it would be cool to see what other things it fought in the Biosin Valley rather than just Rexy and the Therizinosaurus.
That actually brings me to another question. Buck and Doe. That would be...
It did fight the Buck and Doe, so it'd be cool to see. Apparently it didn't have a fight to the death, but it had a fight with the Buck and Doe and came on top. So it'd be cool to see that, fight scene as well. If this is a prequel. Yeah, I mean,
if it's, I'd rather the prequel be more back, like in the sort of the Jurassic World and JP3 sort of era. But that's why I hope the new TV show that they're making can be a prequel to Dominion, so we can get the questions there answered. But it's in animation because it's not really that important compared to JP3 Lost World and stuff.
True. And something else that'd be cool too. This is a prequel to Jurassic World. In the Indominus-Rex Returns, they just showed a scene of like the Indominus-Rex eating a sibling to see, so we can like. I know they mentioned that, but it'd be cool to see it like in action. You know?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like there's so many cool things in the past that we could see. Like like you said, the Indominus-Rex eating its sibling, the Spinosaurus being an infant, the Giganotosaurus creation, the Indoraptor's creation, the big one killing the other raptors. Yep. All of these things would be awesome to see. It's just, I hope we do get to see them in sometime in the future. It just depends if we will. But yeah, I agree. I completely agree.
True. Oh yeah, another character I want to see return as well is Billy Brennan, because like he was a great guy in Jurassic Park 3.
Yeah, like when I first watched JP3, I thought he was definitely dead after the Pteranodons, but nope. So it would be cool to see him come back. Yeah.
Oh, for sure, because he definitely, as we know right now, he's still alive, because there's no evidence to claim that he died. Sure, he was injured in Jurassic Park 3, but I think he was able to make it because he was saved. So
yeah, completely
true.
So in fact,
like
in the Dino Tracker website, if you remember, they had something about the Kirby's on a trailer or something like that. Like a flash, like a nod. They're like, the Kirby's are still alive, which is cool, I guess. So there's no reason why Billy wouldn't be alive.
True. Yeah, but it'd be cool to just see all those original characters return, because like we're not going to get like the original characters from Jurassic World or Jurassic Park return. So it'd be cool to see the other characters we haven't seen for a while return. You know?
Yeah, 100% agree.
Now another character that's not confirmed to have been killed off, but the actor has died, is the actor who played Roland Tembo?
Yeah, unfortunately he died.
He did, but like what they could do, if possible, is do like a CGI of him and try to get like a replica of his voice just for like a flashback scene. That would be cool.
That would be pretty cool, to be fair. I mean, there's oh wait, no, never mind. Robert Muldoon died. Yeah, but
Tembo,
yeah,
like as of right now in the
Tembo.
Jurassic franchise, I think it's still confirmed that I think Tembo in the franchise is probably still alive, right?
Yeah, in the canon, yeah, he's probably still alive. Yeah, probably.
For sure. So
He's
it'd be cool if they can find a way to bring him back.
He's probably just living his life, because he said at the end of The Lost World he had enough in the company of death, so he just doesn't want anything to do with InGen or Bison or any of the dinosaur stuff.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
So yeah.
But at the end of the day, I don't blame him though, because like again, like it is let's be honest, it literally is the company of death.
Yeah, but you know what they could do though? They could do a similar, if they ever want to bring back Tembo again in that way in the way that you said, like CGI, and try and find a similar voice. Yeah. They could do it. They could pull what they kind of did in JP3 of like Alan, because remember at the start of JP3, Alan didn't want anything to do with InGen and stuff, but he got manipulated and then knocked
something like that with Tembo. I think that would be a perfect way to bring him back for another live where he gets tricked.
Yeah, completely. I think that'd be awesome.
And plus, that would be a cool callback scene to Jurassic Park 3. It's being done again, but this time with Tembo. That's actually cool to think about.
Yeah. Just one more thing. In this new movie.
Yep.
If it is a sequel, right? If it is a sequel, with Dominion, one of the biggest complaints with Dominion is how they kept doing references. Like, one or two references, cool, but they just constantly kept doing references to the previous movies.
Too many references just feels like, they're copying the other movies. But a couple of references or a couple of callbacks is okay, as long as it's not like done throughout the whole movie. Yeah. Yeah,
that was basically what I was trying to say about the new movie. Like, do you want them to keep doing what they did in Dominion, or kind of have a couple references and make their own new unique scenes?
I think a couple of references is fine, but not way too many though.
Yeah, because I will admit the Dominion and Fallen Kingdom did do quite a lot of references to the previous movies.
True. I think a couple of them they can do, but the thing is, like, here's the thing: in Fallen Kingdom and Dominion, they did the exact same reference with what they closed in the cage for Raptor. They did with the Indoraptor and the Pyroraptor. So like they shouldn't have done two of those. That was too much.
Yeah, that's always a callback to the kitchen scene.
Yeah.
And there was a callback with the Giga and like Ian with the flare because of like JP1's Rexy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was another one, but yeah.
Sure. Or if this is a prequel to Jurassic Park, you know what else would be cool? Seeing the big one, kill those first 4 Velociraptors, because apparently she took out 4 raptors by herself.
I know, that would be absolutely epic to see.
Sure, because I do think that I understand Blue's she has like the intelligence stuff, but still, I do think the big one would win because the big one is much larger and she's much more aggressive and wilder. So I think just just that alone would definitely, and the fact that she was able to easily take on 4 raptors by herself shows that she can definitely beat Blue.
Exactly. I mean that like I don't know if this is true, but I heard that in the canon, Delta before the events of Jurassic World tried to take on Blue to be the alpha of the pack.
I heard about that too,
Blue,
actually.
And I think Blue struggled to maintain her spot, like struggled to beat her off. So, and the fact that the big one killed 4 raptors like it was nothing, it just, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the fact that, like, again, Blue did beat Delta, but apparently, yeah, she just won, but just barely. Well, the big one effortlessly took out 4 raptors. Like, that alone should show that the big one would beat Blue. Another example that's similar to that is that the Spinosaurus took out Big Edie in 15 seconds, even while being weakened by mind control. While the Giganotosaurus took out a T-Rex that was the same strength as Big Edie, but it took a minute, and it wasn't being weakened by mind control. So it's kind of like the big one's the Spino, and the Giga is Blue in that kind of scenario.
Yeah, and like it's also confirmed that the JP1 Raptors are faster than the Jurassic World Raptors, because in Jurassic World they said that they can go 40 or 50 when they're hungry. 50 is their maximum speed. Yep. Whereas in GP1, Robert Muldoon said that he can go, I think, 70 to 80 cheetah speed. Oh. That's literally what he said.
Damn. So yeah, that's a lot faster. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Raptors in Jurassic World are around similar speed to the Indominus, because I think the Indominus max speed is also 50 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Raptors in Jurassic World are the same speed as the Indominus, which shows that they're not the fastest Raptors in the franchise.
No, they're not really that fast, but they are quite smart. Though. I give them that.
They're definitely I'd say that Blue's definitely smarter than a lot of the Raptors, but the big one fights better and is bigger and faster.
Yeah. However, the big one did figure out how to open doors, so that's pretty impressive. But yeah.
True. For sure.
But yeah, basically, all they really need to do for this new movie is get some new species, get some old species, get some solid characters, get a solid plot.
Yeah,
get some cool
good plot.
Yeah, get some good CGI scenes, some good practical scenes.
And don't forget about the epic dinosaur battles too. Hopefully we have some epic fights too.
Yeah, and I hope they don't continue the cheesy dialogue that we got in Dominion, because in Dominion they get when Eddie said he slid into my DMs and stuff like that, that was just weird.
True.
Whereas the first 4 to 5 movies had some pretty good dialogue, so I just hope they don't make it too cringy, the dialogue. And
yeah, I agree.
Other than that, they should have a pretty solid movie, to be fair.
For sure. Again, if they can just focus on new dinosaurs and underrated dinosaurs rather than focus on dinosaurs that are overrated, I think that would definitely make them film amazing with dinosaur ways. And in terms of characters, they should bring introduce some new actors for new characters and bring back some of the old characters that we haven't seen for many years, and also have a good story going back. I hope this movie can focus a lot on storyline if it's a prequel.
Yeah, actually, I heard the reason why they are making this new Jurassic World movie is because other movies making dinosaur movies like 65 and other documentaries coming in, for some reason Universal's panicking. I think that is competition, even though 65 didn't even really scrape the enough money that Dominion makes and stuff like that. So it wasn't much of a threat, but they want to make this new movie because of other companies making dinosaur movies.
Yeah, exactly. Now, what's it called? If there's 2 dinosaur sizes that I hope they can fix in this movie, if these 2 dinosaurs return, it's the Dilophosaurus and the Gallimimus. Because here's the problem with the Gallimimus. In real life, Gallimimus was 8 meters, but in the Jurassic franchise, it was around 4.7 meters. It's that's way too small for a Gallimimus,
I completely agree. Back when we did our last video on the Dilophosaurus, I remember watching that video and I kept saying that I really hope the Dilophosaurus comes in Dominion, but looking back now, I wish it never was in Dominion, because with all respect, I feel like it just wasn't done very well in Dominion. The animatronics were bad, and it didn't have very good scenes. And Owen picking up one of the Dilophosaurus with his fist, that was just, come on, that's just disrespectful to the Dilophosaurus.
It is, and the fact that they brought the Dilophosaurus back the same size as it was in Jurassic Park, it's come on, they could have brought the novel Dilophosaurus that was 10 feet tall.
Exactly. I mean, honestly, I forgot how big it was in the novel. Yeah, because I remember reading the novel not too long ago.
Yeah, my point is, if they can bring the Dilophosaurus back, like in the novel kind of way, and make the Gallimimus about double the size in the franchise, that would be perfect. Because at least then they're proper size. Like Gallimimus is not supposed to be that small, and same with Dilo, you know?
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, like, I think at the start of this video you said that you'd be down to see some Deinonychus as well. That'd be pretty cool to see.
For sure, because like I understand the Velociraptors in the films are kind of like, you know, based off Deinonychus, but here's the thing: they still call them Velociraptors, so we can see like a Jurassic Park version of Deinonychus or Utahraptor. That would be pretty cool.
Exactly, and that's the reason why I kind of wanted to bring back in Deinonychus, because like I know that, like you said, they were based on Deinonychus, but in the franchise canon, they are Velociraptors. Nothing you can do about it. They've always been raptors. So they're not a Deinonychus.
Exactly.
So if they did add a Deinonychus, I think that would shut up a lot of the paleo accuracy nerds as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes. That's the problem. Like again, I don't have a problem with people who are paleo nerds, but like if they expect to see scientifically accurate in the Jurassic franchise, they're in the wrong franchise. You're never going to get that in the Jurassic franchise. The Jurassic franchise is like, as Alan said in Jurassic Park 3, you know, when John Hammond made Jurassic Park, they made the genetically engineered monsters, nothing more and nothing less.
Yeah, I know. They technically are. A lot of them are kind of monsters, to be fair, and
yeah,
that's just how it is.
Exactly. I mean, like, if people want accurate dinosaurs only, then go watch a documentary. Don't watch Jurassic Park, you know?
I know, it's been simple like that for ages, and yet people still don't understand.
Because me personally, I love both. I love the accurate dinosaurs and also the movie monsters we get. But the thing is, like, whenever I'm like looking to see movie monsters, I watch Jurassic Park. When I'm looking for something scientifically accurate, I watch documentaries.
Exactly. That's like the best way to do it. 100%.
For sure. That is true. And yeah, trying to think of some other things I hope for. Oh yeah, pterosaurs. You know, it'd be cool to see it. We haven't ever seen a pterosaur fight before. Like, imagine seeing this. Like, imagine seeing like a Tyrannon taking on a Velociraptor, or just seeing like a pterosaur fight another pterosaur. That's something we haven't seen in franchise, and that would be pretty cool.
You know, actually, I agree. One thing that Jurassic Park has never really done very well is pterosaurs and marine reptiles.
Exactly.
The Mosasaurus got a cool scene. Obviously, it killed the Indominus, but in Fallen Kingdom, its best scene in the whole trilogy was probably Fallen Kingdom, the opening scene.
True.
In Dominion, it pretty much did nothing, so that was wasteful.
For sure.
So I just feel like if we ever do see the Mosasaurus somehow in a prequel, maybe for all we know, there could have been another Mosasaurus years ago, like during 2001 sort of time. We don't know. So if you could see a Mosasaurus like that, like actually do something or fight something, I don't know, fight something.
Well, you make a good point, because here's the thing: the Mosasaurus was actually supposed to be in Jurassic Park 3 in the Research Creation Center in like a giant abandoned tank, but that got cut. So here's the thing: they didn't fully explore, like, you know, that center. So maybe on like the other side of the center, there actually was like a Mosasaurus in the tank, and they can like kind of explore that in like a prequel movie.
Well, exactly. Like, I mean, I know that the Tyrannosaurus isn't canon; it's in the Jurassic Park game, but what if they added like a Tyrannosaurus as well? That'd be pretty cool.
I mean, I think things like a Tyrannosaurus or a Plesiosaurus would be great for a new marine reptile, and like something else that would be cool. Imagine we see like a marine reptile battle underwater. That would be freaking awesome.
Exactly. You know, apparently there was supposed to be a Plesiosaurus in Jurassic World Dominion.
I know, when it got cut. Like, oh, that sucks.
I don't know why they did that. Like, and going back to what you said a couple minutes ago, the pterosaur attack. Be cool to see maybe a Quetzalcoatlus fight the other one called like the Hatschgoropteryx or whatever. I don't know how you really say that one, but
yeah,
cool
Hatschgoropteryx. It would be cool to see that for sure.
Yeah, or just a Pteranodon fighting a Dimorphodon or something like that. I don't know. I just feel like they need more pterosaur fights or scenes in general, and more marine fights and scenes in general as well.
You see, that's what I'm hoping they do. I want to see more pterosaur scenes and more marine reptile scenes, because those two are pretty underrated in this franchise.
You know what else would be pretty cool? A sauropod fight, because we always just see them just walking and eating and drinking, and then
that would be cool to see two different herbivores fight, because we haven't have we even ever seen a herbivore fight in the franchise? I think we kind of did with the Stegosaurus fighting in Camp Cretaceous, but like, what about in live action? Was there ever a herbivore fight in live action? I forget. I don't think so. Was there?
I don't think so. There could be, but I haven't watched any of the Jurassic movies in a while, so I can't remember. But yeah, I don't think so.
For sure. Like, imagine just seeing like a Triceratops versus an Ankylosaurus. Okay, that would be pretty awesome.
That would be pretty cool, to be fair.
Sure.
As well as I just feel like they need to just do some more unique, cool fights, like herbivore fights, pterosaur fights, marine reptile fights, but keep the regular theropod fights as well.
Yeah, because like we always see carnivore versus herbivore fights or carnivore versus carnivore. So I think for a good change for this new movie is we see marine reptile versus marine reptile, or pterosaur versus pterosaur, or herbivore versus herbivore for a change.
Exactly, because if we are going back to the sauna, how cool would it be to see like a Triceratops fighting an Ankylosaur or something like that?
Oh, that would be pretty awesome for sure.
Especially the red and black JP3 Ankylosaurus.
Yeah, like this is a prequel. I hope to see like the JP3 Ankylosaurus again, because again it was never explained like what happened to the JP3 Ankylosaurus after JP3. If I had to predict, maybe it went extinct because we haven't seen it in like Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, and they claim that they got a lot of the dinosaurs from Sorna, so maybe it was just on the other side of the island, or unfortunately fell into extinction.
I guess the Spinosaurus probably could have killed it. I mean, if the Indominus-Rex can kill one, the Spinosaurus can kill one.
Oh, for sure, yeah. So maybe the Spinosaurus got to them.
Which is a shame because in my opinion, all the Jurassic, like the first Jurassic World, not Fallen Kingdom, just JW1, a lot of the like hubful designs were pretty bland. They were just grey. Whereas the one in JP3, it was a nice red and black. I think the Ankylosaurus in JP3 looked much better than the one we got in Jurassic World.
I agree. I mean, like I do like the Jurassic World Ankylosaurus, but like yeah, my personal favorite Ankylosaurus in the franchise is definitely the one from Jurassic World 3.
And if you look at the render, the club on the end of the JP3 Ankylosaurus is different than the one on Jurassic World.
Sure. You know what else is cool? Like, okay, I know we didn't really technically hear the Ankylosaurus roar in Jurassic World 3, but like the sounds, if you listen to the short sound it made in that one scene where they're walking in Jurassic World 3, and then compared to the sound of the ones that remain in Jurassic World, you can clearly hear that they're different because, like, again, the Sorna and Nublar Ankylosaurus are different. The ones on Nublar were the Masrani ones, while the ones on Sorna were the engine ones.
Yeah, that is true. Parasaurolophus, they've been in every movie. I think that's fine. They don't really need changing. Just maybe add them again in the new movie. But
True.
Brachiosaurus would be cool to see back. Do you think Dreadnoughtus will ever come back?
I hope so, because it didn't have that much screen time in Dominion, so that would be cool to see that one again.
Yeah, then there's the Apatosaurus. I think that will come back. That's quite a fan favorite now.
But for a new species of longneck, I think what the next one they should introduce is either Argentinosaurus or Diplodocus.
Yeah, or maybe even just Camarasaurus. That's another one. Camarasaurus, I think that's what it's called.
Too, or Amargasaurus as well. Like any of those will be a great new species of longneck for the franchise.
And what about for like really, really little dinosaurs? Like you got like Troodon's Compies and like Proceratosaurus. What about like really tiny ones?
Yeah, actually, yeah. It would be cool to see a Proceratosaurus in the franchise because like they've been in games before, so it'd be cool to see them in like a movie.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, it'd be all. Oh wait, can you imagine this? I just thought of it. Like, if it is a prequel to like Sona or even Nublar, imagine seeing like in Jurassic Park the game, the Telltale game, where the Troodons had the glowing eyes in the dark.
Yeah.
How cool would that be to see in Sona? Like that. I mean, Sona's already a creepy and scary island enough, but imagine walking through a forest and you see like 6 glowing eyes. Well, 6 heads with glowing eyes on it. That would just be creepy as hell.
Okay, that would be pretty awesome. So now you know, be cool too. Imagine this. Imagine the reason why the Dilophosaurus were small in Jurassic Park and also in Dominion is because those are Nublar ones. Well, maybe it's possible there's like a Sorna Dilophosaurus and that one looks like the novel. Okay, that would be cool.
I mean, it's possible because the Triceratops looks different in the Lost World compared to JP1. Its tail was drooping down, I think.
For sure. And like, wasn't the Triceratops in like the Lost World and Jurassic World 3 bigger than the ones on Nublar?
Oh, yeah,
sure it was a little bigger.
Much bigger. They were much bigger.
Or much bigger, actually, yeah. So maybe my point is maybe it's the same thing with the Dilophosaurus.
A lot of the Sorna herbivores were like really different than the ones on Nublar, which kind of makes what makes Sorna really creepy and kind of scary because it's just so many unanswered questions and everything is kind of mutated and weird and just like I just would want to live there.
Oh yeah, that's so true, man. But I'm trying to think of some other things to cover here before we end the video in a bit. We covered like what dinosaurs we want to see, and trying to think. Actually, okay, for a new Ankylosaur dinosaur, I think they should introduce Euplocephalus because we haven't seen that one in the movie.
Oh yeah, Euplocephalus would be awesome to see. That's a cool one.
For sure.
There's another one called Crichtonosaurus, I think, as well.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And like another one that could be cool to introduce for like a new Hadrosaur is Edmontosaurus because like that's been a part of the franchise. In fact, we saw a dead one in the Lost World, so it'd be cool to see like an alive one in the franchise.
Yeah, to be fair, you know what? Actually, for new species, instead of like what they could do is obviously bring a completely new species as a whole, but with existing species that we've got, add some more variations, because I think Parasaurolophus, what's the only Hadrosaurus we've got? Parasaurolophus, right? Is there any others? Oh wait, Iguanodon as well, Iguanodon.
Well, yeah, Parasaurolophus, Iguanodon, and Corythosaurus are the only Hadrosaurs, so it'd be cool to see
Oh yeah,
Edmontosaurus.
Corythosaurus, yeah.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, for
cool
new
to see
ones, yeah, Edmontosaurus for sure.
Yeah, and like Alora Titan, I think that's another one, Alora Titan.
Yeah. And then for another new for raptors, yeah, like okay, the next two raptor species they should introduce is definitely Utahraptor and Deinonychus, 100%.
Oh yeah, Utahraptor is already a fan favorite even outside of Jurassic Park, so it do
For
very
sure, because
well.
like isn't Utahraptor like considered the biggest raptor in the in all world, or?
I think I'm not really updating paleontology, but I think
True. I'm pretty sure it is, yeah.
True. And what other dinosaur species? Yeah, Ankylosaurus that we've already said. Dromaeosaurus we've already said.
And as
what
we
about
said, for new pterosaurs, definitely Hatzegopteryx for new pterosaur.
Oh yeah, for sure. And what about other like Tyrannosaurs? Like also we got the Tarbosaurus in Hidden Avenger, but I don't think that's canon.
Well, like besides Tarbosaurus, another new Tyrannosaur that'd be cool to see is either Albertosaurus or what's the other one?
Is it
Eutyrannus?
Oh yeah, there's also one called like Daspletosaurus or something like that as well.
Yeah, and also Gorgosaurus. I think any of those would be great for a new Tyrannosaur.
Spinosaurus, we've already said Suchomimus, so that'd be cool to come back. Maybe there's other Spinosaurus, but I can't remember what they're called.
Well, like okay, for a new Spinosaur dinosaur, they gotta introduce Irritator.
Oh yeah,
Suchomimus.
Irritator would be cool. Yeah, Suchomimus and Irritator for sure.
That's
and I think that's sauropods. We've already said sauropods. I think that's all of the dinosaur like categories that we've gotten over, right?
True. And then yeah, in terms of story, like my main prediction is that I think it's gonna focus on prequels, talking about like those like timelines between each movie, so we can have like less mysteries. I think that's what they should do.
I completely agree with that, because like we need a simple plot after like Dominions with because like with the Fallen Kingdom Dominion, their plots were kind of crazy.
True.
So it'd be good to see a more simple plot.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But yeah, I think that's pretty much most of the stuff that we've talked about. Is there anything else you want to say?
I think we covered pretty much everything. We talked about what we want for stories, what we want for dinosaurs, and then what we wanted for dinosaur battles. For characters, we talked about what we want for returning characters. And yeah, so I guess that's everything for now. But anyways, guys, tell us, what do you guys hope to see in Jurassic World 4 and in the upcoming trilogy? Tell us your theories and prediction, what new dinosaurs you want to see. And hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was great to have you in this video, Scorn.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I've been wanting to come on your channel for a while. It's been a pleasure to be here, so thank you.
Yeah, for sure. We'll definitely collab again in the future, for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But anyways, guys, until my next video, take care, everyone.